Viewers like you make this program possible. Support your local PBS station.
Well before we can remember being alive, we are hungry. And when we arrive, the hunger persists. Hunger can mean many different things: need, desire, longing, ambition. For Chef Gabrielle Hamilton, hunger has played a pivotal role in shaping who she is as a person and as a chef. Beginning at age 13, when she was left alone to rummage through what was left in the pantry in order to feed herself, to her early days living in New York's Hell's Kitchen, when a can of sardines with crackers or an egg and cheese sandwich from the local bodega was considered a major meal. Enter the mind of a chef.
It's so good to be classic and not trendy. Oh man, we are making some food here now. The first word that comes is profoundly alone. Alone in the house, in the kitchen, alone in the night, alone in the garden, trying to pick the Japanese beetles off the lettuce because I think I know what I'm doing. But I'm young, facing this freezer, this refrigerator, or the pantry. I remember this urgent scramble, like scouring your mind. Can you put chicken in the pan if it's frozen? And do I put butter in now? There's perfect hunger, and then there's ugly hunger. I mean, hunger can get big and small. You know when you didn't pay attention because you didn't know you had to? I was trying to cook, like, God, I'm sure I've seen my mother use this pan for this thing. We had canned products, so she was not a preserver type of person. She was French. So in the pantry, it's like, is that a can of snails? Okay, that's canned mackerel. Well, let's open it up. The signature dish of Prune Restaurant. It's very simple and has a lot of freight. This has been on the menu since we opened, and it's been in my life since I was born. Canned sardines is the snack, the sustenance of my entire life. From digging around in the pantry, looking for something to eat, to surviving in New York City on a jar of change. And these were 35 cents at the store. These are beautiful, beautiful sardines from Morocco. Boneless, skinless, in pretty decent olive oil. People don't come to a restaurant for you to open a can, but this is one of those plates that I want verbatim. I don't want to interpret it or gourmet it up or fake it. Mustard on the plate. Wait for it, the cornichon are gonna go next. This is just very true. And you can see it's not that attractive, which is sort of pretty much the theme of everything we've made here. I just can't help it. It is what it is, and I believe in it. And it's so unexpected, but for some reason, canned sardines speaks for a lot of people. Who knew? But there are many people who have told me that they have canned sardine memories. I want you to have the real food the way it was. This is the story of, I need something to eat, and I don't have any money, and this tastes really good. The finishing touch, the sprig of parsley. And it's a big sprig, because after you eat the canned sardine and you have fish breath, you want to chew on the stem, and it completely keeps you fresh for your date. My canned masterpiece. I'm tired. Do we get a break? I mean, that was a really complicated dish. It's very hot New York summer in that very old school way where we don't have air conditioning. You maybe have screens in the windows and the grit is everywhere. I'm living on almost the West Side Highway. A lot of heavy commercial traffic going in and out of the Lincoln Tunnel. Prostitutes are working the tunnel, and I guess the avenue too. The first time I saw it, I was mind blown. There's a guy alone in a Buick, polo shirt, creased khaki pant kind of business dude, and at the traffic light, up she pops, and the door opens, and out she gets. I was just like, oh. Even though I feel very jaded and smoking and so cool, but I was only 16. And I guess it was very different in New York at the time. Like, it was very much hang out on the side of the highway and wave and wear nothing. They would get coffee and water and orangeade, and they would sit on the stoop. I mean, I can just remember arriving to the stoop with my egg on a roll and my New York Times, whatever I'm reading, and they are like laying out the baby wipe, a coffee napkin for her bare ass, and she's gonna sit on it. These ladies were very comfortable and convivial and sweet, actually. Solicitous and almost maternal, not wanting to be in the way or cause any trouble, and I just sat with them. But I was hell-bent on acting like I knew what was happening. It just fed and led to this urgent need to be very grown up, very fast, and to know everything. And I didn't know. And really, I was like shaking, and I'm starving, and hustling hard to, yeah, I got this. I'm cool. I got it. Do the best I can to be exactly like the deli man would do. The only difference is you can feel pretty good eating this bacon, these eggs, this cheese. The ingredients are good. It's really a grab-and-go thing. New York style, slung out by your deli man in 4 minutes while you get your coffee at the deli on your way to work. And I'm gonna post my roll. So it's your whole breakfast, but instead of sitting down and eating it civilized like on a plate, it's ready to roll for you. I'm gonna really splurge and have a 2-egg egg on a roll. I like the egg to bread ratio better with 2. Just excellent bacon that I've been eating pretty much every day for 15 years and still have not tired of. I like my yolk runny. Let the egg set and then drape the cheese over top and melt it. I'm not a big lunch eater, so I really like breakfast foods all the time. Egg and cheese up under the Sally. Let that melt a little bit. Butter my toasted roll with the sweet butter. In real deli man style, they would have put oleo or margarine and then laid this down on the griddle and gotten nice and gross. I'm gonna stop there. I just want the cheese to melt, not really separate. I want it to just kind of drape. Often the biggest meal of my day would take it wrapped in aluminum foil and go sit on my stoop in the sweltering summer heat, hanging out with the prostitutes. I'm sure I was smoking like a total pro at that point, acting way cool. As a result, I was introduced to the fantastic egg on a roll, a really tasty thing to eat.
Where are we?
Here at the local bodega.
Love it.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
We're gonna have an egg on a roll.
I want to taste your eggs on the roll.
Okay, one with cheese.
Can you chop up a little bit the bacon and put a little bit in it?
The yolk runny, butter, salt, and pepper, please. Thank you. I'm gonna see if this bodega has the hallmarks, which is a can of Cafe Bustelo coffee.
Oh, yeah, really? Where?
Okay, look. Perfect.
Cafe Bustelo.
In the little screw espresso pot on the back burner.
In the 80s, you remember about Bustelo coffee?
Of course, it's terrible.
Well, it's popular, that's for sure.
It tasted good at the time.
And then what else?
There's cat food, there's Marcal toilet paper, like the roughest stuff, a very curated deli experience.
Like the toilet paper is up there.
Okay, good. So this is the cheapest toilet paper.
That's true. I never
You know-
wind myself on such a cheap paper.
I'm glad you're willing to slum it down here.
Yeah,
but
no, absolutely.
I'm gonna get a beer for us.
Maybe a Dominican beer or something.
Ah, allora, a Presidente.
Voila.
That's what I would have done at my 16-year-old self.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take this one. When I retired, I'll open a bodega. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, are you buying?
Yeah. Super. Thank you very much, sir.
So this would be a summer night activity.
Even
The
coming
beer
back from
and
work or
drink
something.
Yeah, just take a minute and sit on your stoop.
What I want to know is, why did you come to New York?
I graduated high school a little early. I skipped a couple of grades. And I moved here to go to NYU.
Oh.
I didn't quite make it through the NYU plan. But when I got here, I just lived in this crappy building in Hell's Kitchen, and I would sit on the stoop and have my egg on a roll from the deli downstairs that I paid for with my stack of dimes and my 1 nickel, and he often gave it to me for free because he was very...
And do you think that egg on the
Thoughtful.
roll we have today is just like the same?
It is. I really survived on this when I got here, literally. I mean, it could sometimes have been the only actual, if you want to call it a meal, of a day.
Yeah, I never had an egg on the roll. Ooh.
The yolk is pretty, I mean, this is a pretty good egg
Good
on a
job,
roll.
huh?
Yeah.
I like to kind of picnic. You got to know your neighbors. Watch them passing by. Let's go. This is gonna give you some serious flashback. Many things will give me flashback, but not an egg on a roll. It's such a New York thing. It's like if I were taking you to Lyon and we'll go to that particular place to get a bowl of trois.
Daniel, he is the creme de la creme. He is certainly, you know, in an elite class of chefs in the city.
Tribe remind me of Lyon when I was a young kid, and the restaurant was next to a tripier, the store where they were only doing tripe and anything coming out of the guts were that place where they were cleaning it, cooking it, brushing it. It's a beautiful, humble piece of meat.
I wish we had something like that here.
And I was like 14, 15, and passing in front of that store and hated the store because it smelled like.
You were the stagiaire in the restaurant, and you had the lowest rung on the totem pole, and you had to go to the market and schlep all the things back to the restaurant. You said you at least enjoyed sitting to have the breakfast bowl of tripe in the market.
Absolutely, and tripe is often symbolic with where the truck driver goes
Stop
and
for
have
lunch.
a bowl of tripe, where the workers go. So here, I like to cut them totally uneven because I really don't care. What I want is just good pieces. Do you cook tripe at Prune?
Yes. And I was going to refer to the smell as well, because when we do the blanching, we have to do it in the day when we're closed, so that the smell
The
doesn't
restaurant is
permeate
too
the
small?
restaurant. Yeah.
Okay, let's do some vegetables. So,
Okay.
So everything is roughly chopped.
Yeah.
Like you are the only one in the kitchen. Carrots, always good.
There are a couple of experiences with Danielle that I've had lately where I just am more and more enamored with his work ethic. He's a worker. And did you actually find this delicious as a 15-year-old, or was it all there was?
I was just invited to sit down and I tried to eat with the boss.
But the honor was not in the dish, but in the being invited.
Very much.
It's coriander,
Yeah, a little bit of black pepper, fennel seeds, and
espelette.
espelette, yeah, red pepper, a little spicy. And then I always put a calfit in the tripe, very important. To me, tripe in France, it's about wasting nothing and the pleasure of sharing a great moment together around very humble food. When you
Oh, look
see
how
that-
it's become creamy.
Yeah, I just put the white wine
Yeah.
inside, yeah.
Yep, yep.
Voilà, now we're gonna put that in the oven.
Okay.
Cook for 3 hours. I definitely believe we all go through difficult and insecure time in life, unknown. The way I arrived in New York, I felt lucky because I was taken care of right away.
Yeah.
And I think this city, if you're not well taken care of, it can be rough, for sure.
He's alive and curious, bringing all of his internal demand for perfection and excellence, regardless of the idiom.
There is nothing worse than being lost, without ambition, without direction, without a set sense of why you are doing it.
I'm interested in what's still to come. I don't want to be the same. I'm ready to shed an old self
Really?
in a
You
way.
want to?
Well, I'm only here once, I think, unless you're
No,
into the
absolutely.
reincarnation. And not just in the kitchen, but do you want to hear yourself tell the same joke? Or don't you find yourself doing something way too familiar, even for yourself? And think,
I hate it.
hey, I have time.
Every day I'm screaming, I want to change things. I want to change personal
About
things.
your own self.
Yeah, about my own self.
He's going to be here for a long time, and he's going to endure.
That's my first egg on the roll.
Yeah, we're just having
And
a
my
little...
first meditation on the stoop.
Is it?
Conversation on the stoop, so.
Glad that I could bring this to you.
Congratulations.
So we have a little reciprocal thing here.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
that's so good. Obviously, we are 1,000,000% different, and he's so uptown, and I'm so downtown, but I would like to endure.
Look at that.
Oh, nice. It's transformed, yeah.
It smells good. The magic of tribe is to have a little bit of funky
The barnyard
flavor.
in it?
Yeah, the barnyard
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
And I want to cut the skin off the catfish.
For all that gelatin.
Yes, cut it in small pieces. Throw it back inside.
Yeah.
Not only this has nourished the preparation by taking the sauce, but really flavored also
And of course, it makes sense that these go together. They're from the same animal.
completely. Well, it's finished.
Yeah, that was
Because
very good.
in Lyon, we don't fuss it up. We just serve it just like that. Here we are back by this little street next to the market in Lyon. Bon appétit.
Thank you. Right?
It's a little spicy. It's a little tangy.
Oh,
It's
the
a little
acid came from
chewy.
the tomato.
White wine and tomato. It's tasty. I tell you, it's as funky as it was when I had it when I was 15. You find something, a bone. That's the only bone. That's good luck, actually.
I live for the
It's
bones.
like- yeah,
Yeah, this is my kind of breakfast right here.
that's my breakfast tomorrow.
That is very tasty. Love it. Thirteen-year-old me. Ironically, I wasn't so afraid about what I was going to eat. The things that were concerning me at the time was the house, with no parents and realizing that there was no shampoo. I was turning adolescent. How am I gonna wash my hair? I wanna buy Farrah Fawcett shampoo. I lied about my age and I got maybe a busser job. He took me off the busser floor because I was not cut out. I didn't know how to pour the water. I didn't know how to stand. I didn't know how to carry my body, and took me back into the dish pit. Oh, I know just what that is. I've been washing dishes for my whole life. We were definitely given chores. And then it just goes from there. Peeling the potatoes, the salad station, hotline, and then you're at Prune. These are fresh sardines from Maine. They're quite big. Not everybody's fish, for sure. Yeah, it's dark and oily. It has personality. I'm gonna fry some almonds in grapeseed oil. I want them to get golden and fragrant. That smells really good. Poach my sardines into hot oil, 90 seconds, like a hot, hot bath. The flesh went from that kidney red to pretty opaque. I want to mix olive oil in here too for the marinade. Aleppo pepper, not that hot, more sweet. Some thyme, a little salt, parsley leaves, some sherry vinegar. It tastes like the toasted almonds, and it tastes a little bit like the fish. So it has a lot of flavor. It's room temperature. It's not hot. It's soaking in the marinade. So I'm gonna build this puppy. The bread is day old, thinly sliced and toasted on both sides because I want it to absorb the marinade. It's nice and ripe. Gonna put a little squeeze of lemon on there. Some of the salted red onion, and a little under and over if you don't mind. I'm just gonna make it pretty luscious. God, I wish I could talk. Luscious. The mint really brightens things up. And at the end, the stems from the parsley leaves, a nice crunchy pop. This is the marinated fresh sardine sandwich. To be rendered deeply vulnerable makes you a better person, frankly. Wider opener to all the sensations. If I now think about hunger and ambition, my natural response to real hunger is to go slack, and I accept whatever's coming. Hunger can make you kind of fluid, almost, but you have to stay very steadfast to survive. And this slack, taut tension between hunger and drive or ambition is very valuable. If I started to really fight and get stereotypically hungry, like avaricious, that kind of hunger, I don't know if I would have gotten any of these beautiful things that I've gotten.